Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. You're afraid of the Sector Beast, right? He raised his head and said, I know you're scared of it. Do you really think Sector Beasts will only swallow part of your origin? Not necessarily. It might be able to annihilate your mind, and when the original universe is transformed and reborn, there might be a new original mind. You'll be totally annihilated. Right? The force was still up there. It didn't disappear, but it didn't strengthen. No matter what Sitting Mountain Guest said, it remained steady. Ha ha. You're looking forward to my disciple, said Sitting Mountain Guest. You need to thank me. You let out both the inheritance from Duandong River and the world of Jin. You want to cultivate a peerless genius in the original universe to find a chance to survive. Luo Feng's success is my success and yours. Still, nothing changed up there. No matter what Sitting Mountain Guest said, it didn't react at all. Sitting Mountain Guest shook his head and whispered, Sector Beasts. They represent destruction. Because of them, countless powers have been annihilated and countless inheritances destroyed. Everyone depends on my disciple now. If he can kill the Sector Beasts, we'll enter a whole new era. But if Sector Beasts prevail, everything will be in vain. All the races in Universe Ocean were expectant. They all thought that Luo Feng was their only hope. After all, other than that particular Sector Beast, there existed the terrifying Sector Beast nest, and nobody knew how many Sector Beasts were in the nest. In the 4th year after Luo Feng fought the Sector Beast, Rampaging Devil God sent an anxious message to Milky Way Horde Leader, Divine Eye True Master, Nine-Headed Devil Master, and the others. Everyone, the Sector Beast showed up in front of my miniature universe, and if it keeps eating my origin, the origin of my miniature universe will be finished soon. Luo Feng sent a message. Rampaging Devil God. I've arrived. Rampaging Devil Master was exhilarated. He hadn't expected Milky Way Horde Leader to be right beside his miniature universe. Ever since Luo Feng had voiced his suspicions of a spy in Universe Ocean, nobody knew Luo Feng's whereabouts. Which team is it, Milky Way Horde Leader? Rampaging Devil God couldn't help asking. Of course, Rampaging Devil God knew he could escape the disaster no matter which team it was. However, Luo Feng had told everyone before that he had two teams, one of which was stronger while the other was weaker. The spaceship, answered Luo Feng. Sector Beast Morosa stood in the space, and there was black mist permeating. Traces of tortuous light extended toward the space in the distance, swallowing the origin of that miniature universe. I was injured by Milky Way Horde Leader, and I lost a great amount of my power after the fight against Nine Remoteness True Master. I was severely weakened. I've been eating origins for years, and my power has finally recovered. Sector Beast Morosa was furious, but it also wanted to get back to the nest, kill the other Sector Beasts, and become the ultimate king. If he kept being weakened, it would take it forever. When I become stronger, I'll definitely kill them both, Sector Beast Morosa thought. The space suddenly froze. No. Sector Beast Morosa was shocked. It sensed its surroundings, and a silver spaceship in the distance showed up. It's Milky Way Horde Leader again. Sector Beast Morosa was furious. It raised its head and yelled. Howl! All of a sudden, a multitude of engravings appeared on its entire body. Its body immediately cracked, turning into 99 bodies that tried to flee in different directions. Universe Chain. Snowy World. The snow began falling, immediately suppressing the speed of all those 99 bodies. At the same time, the giant chain was floating in the sky, and many thin, long chains extended in different directions like an opening umbrella, forming a chain universe. Damn Milky Way Horde Leader! Sector Beast Morosa yelled furiously. Last time, when it was trapped, it had consumed lots of power to get out. After that, he had eaten some miniature universes to become stronger, but his power had then been greatly consumed by Nine Remoteness Master. Now, it had almost recovered, only to encounter Luo Feng again. It was a nightmare. Even though this golden horned beast of mine can't kill you, it will weaken your power, Luo Feng thought. This was the strategy of Universe Ocean. Blood Mountain True God, Blood Orchid Ancestor, and other true gods, who had great godly power, all led true gods. Many from the original universe also went out, and each true god in those teams had a great amount of godly power, like plant life form true gods and mountain true gods. Many had godly bodies 100 million kilometers tall, and some of them were 10 billion kilometers tall. After the Sector Beasts' battles against Luo Feng and Nine Remoteness, everyone realized that consuming godly power was an efficient way to deal with a Sector Beast. Universe Ocean had reorganized their tactics and started to mutually consume godly power. Other true gods couldn't trap the Sector Beast, so the Sector Beast got away again and again, but it greatly slowed down its consumption of the origins of miniature universes. Damn it! The Sector Beast flew through space, looking into the distance. It could see the contours of a miniature universe. They are all trying to consume my godly power. Fortunately, only Luo Feng and Nine Remoteness can greatly consume my strength. As for the others, they can only slightly affect me. That Luo Feng will change directions if he meets me. Last time, he met me right outside the miniature universe of Rampaging Devil God. He must have left. But now, after 3 years, he's back. I'll start to eat. The Sector Beast clenched his teeth. Rampaging Devil God could sense that his miniature universe was being swallowed. It had only been 3 years, but the Sector Beast was back again. There were 20 to 30 lone true gods in Universe Ocean. Why was he fated to suffer yet again? Everyone. The Sector Beast is outside my miniature universe. Rampaging Devil God could only send a message to the outside.
Rampaging Devil God, I've arrived. Tell me its coordinates. Milky Way Horde Leader. Rampaging Devil Master was happy. Okay. A 9-story tower was floating out there. Inside it were Hong, Fire Dome, and Luo Feng. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Finally, the team of Star Tower meets the Sector Beast. The moment Luo Feng fought Sector Beast, he would change location without fail. That golden horned beast body boarded his vessel and left right away. The team on board Star Tower also followed suit in changing location. Furthermore, there were so many miniature universes within the Universe Ocean, where to go, exactly? At that time, Luo Feng instinctively made a move of intention, and Star Tower made its way right over to Rampaging Devil God's miniature universe. My Star Tower team is much stronger golden horned beast. That is where my strongest combat power lies. Luo Feng's fighting spirit was ablaze. Twice I fought it, and twice it escaped. This time around, I will make sure it cannot escape. This confidence was not unfounded but based on absolute power. Star Tower immediately teleported and headed to the coordinates provided by Rampaging Devil God. Sector Beast Morosa stood in the void space where the surroundings were filled with black fog. Streams of distorted light rays extended right into the void space and continued to devour the origin of the miniature universe. It was maintaining vigilance by keeping close tabs on its surroundings. I hope Milky Way Horde Leader and Nine Remoteness True Master do not appear here. Sector Beast Morosa prayed fervently. I need to become more powerful, much more powerful. Many true god teams were now appearing in Universe Ocean, and all these teams were led by true gods with super great godly powers. While Sector Beast Morosa was helpless against them, it did not fear them. It only feared Luo Feng and Nine Remoteness. Merely a short moment later, the space around him suddenly froze. Sector Beast Morosa was shocked. Sector Beast Morosa immediately looked off into the distance. A 9-story tower had appeared out of nowhere. When he saw the tower, he let his guard down. Luckily, it was not the vessel Nine Remoteness True Master and Milky Way Horde Leader traveled about in. But it only took a short moment for Sector Beast Morosa to display a drastic change in expression. Luo Feng made a mental note. Then, with a sneer, he said, "Oh? How do you intend to lead those Sector Beasts? Also, within your Sector Beast's nest, how many Sector Beasts are there in all? If the number is small, I won't be daunted." Ha ha ha. If you want to know more information, then you should go look into it for yourself. Go to the nest of the Sector Beasts. You should not behave like the 2 cowards previously, who only stayed around the borders. They were so afraid that they fled. Venture deep into our nest of sector beasts if you have the guts. As sector beast Morosa spoke, Hong, who was within Star Tower, frowned with closely knitted brows. Cowards? Of the two who had entered the nest, one of them was him, Hong. Since you have nothing else to say, let's battle. Luo Feng wanted to make a move right away. Stop, said sector beast Morosa, its expression changing. Every single time they fought, it required a long time to restore its power. It was reluctant to fight Luo Feng any further. But the initiative rested in Luo Feng's hands. Even if it were to divide bodies to make an escape now, Luo Feng would be able to apprehend him. So he responded right away, Milky Way Horde leader, let's make a deal. A deal? Luo Feng raised a brow. Yes. Sector beast, Morosa, replied immediately. I can swear an oath that I will absolutely not lay a finger on your human race, and I will not devour the origins of your miniature universes. But you cannot put me in a difficult spot either. How about it? Luo Feng snorted. An oath? Of what use is an oath? I can issue an oath under the law, with the laws of Universe Ocean as witness whereof, I hereby issue my oath. By the time the law has been passed down, you will also be able to clearly detect it, and then you will come to understand that there is no way I can break an oath. After all, I am also a living soul that was bred from within the Universe Ocean. I trust you are aware that Jinjiao Emperor and Dragon Rock Ancestral God are both on the Sector Beast side. Sector Beast Morosa had long been aware of the fact that the various races of Universe Ocean had discovered the true identities of those two underlings. The various races of Universe Ocean had shunned Jinjiao Emperor and Dragon Rock Ancestral God for quite some time. Luo Feng nodded. Why did they trust that we, the Sector Beasts, would not kill them? This was all because of oaths. Oaths under the law. Sector Beast said.
An oath coming from a single sector beast like yourself. How can it possibly represent all the sector beasts? Luo Feng shook his head in disbelief. Of course it cannot. For those who decided to seek refuge with the sector beasts, other than oaths, there are other ways. In short, the sector beasts would absolutely not attack them again. Sector beast Morosa looked at Luo Feng. If Milky Way Horde leader is willing to come over to us, I can allow you to possess a different kind of power. And in regards to all your sector beast crisis, so long as you submit yourself to us, you will be a part of us and will not be affected at all. Luo Feng knew what the sector beast was referring to. This so-called different kind of power was the power that Great Thunder Star Master had previously used. It was the power the sector beasts possessed. However, Luo Feng was aware of the fact that there was no such thing as a free lunch. Even legends of the ancient civilization had records of numerous powerful nations that had been destroyed, but had never sought refuge with the sector beasts. From this alone, he could deduce that seeking refuge with the sector beasts might lead to another situation. He might even become a slave with no power of resistance at all. Stop your nonsense. Luo Feng ordered coldly. It's also all right if you do not want to come over, Sector Beast Morosa continued to say. How about me not being an enemy of your human race? Wouldn't that be good? Even if we can hide from you, we cannot avoid the other sector beasts from your sector beast nest, Luo Feng continued in his cold tone. Are you able to get all the other sector beasts to swear upon the same oath, to never make any advances on my human race? Sector Beast Morosa was taken aback. How was that possible? Like the powerful Betty, who could get much more powerful by devouring other sector beasts, how was it possible to let the entire human race off the hook? In that case, be prepared to meet your doom. Luo Feng shouted. But Luo Feng did not react immediately. He wanted to see if there was any other way to force the sector beast Morosa into giving him more important information. Loathsome Milky Way Horde leader. You are always forcing me into corners. I will absolutely not spare you, absolutely not. Sector Beast Morosa finally let go of all restraints and went wild. It no longer had the patience to negotiate with Luo Feng. With a loud howl, many diagrams of engravings appeared on its body. Enshrouded by 99 diagrams of secret engravings, its body immediately exploded with a loud crash, and was divided into 99 parts. Then it started to flee. Luo Feng looked on from afar, sneering. Inside Star Tower, which was not far away, his remote ocean body had 10 silver wings widely spread behind it as its godly power executed the third volume of Duanmia, Annihilation. It was also burning up its godly body to the ultimate limit, and making use of Shawu wings to activate this technique. In the vast void of space, a white fog began to fill up an area of several light years. This area of void space had long been isolated from the outside world, and an infinitely powerful restraining force enveloped this part of the void space. At that moment, the restraining force far surpassed the force of Snowy World, causing the 99 escaping parts, divided from Morosa's original body, to slow down. Although its speed was being reduced, it was still flying. Still able to fly. Moshe Luo Feng, in his Wuqi god armor, looked on from afar and shook his head. He could not be bothered to use a method similar to Universe Chain. He had something more powerful. Star Tower. Luo Feng made a move in mind. From afar, Star Tower suddenly released an incomparably violent outburst of energy, which instantly enshrouded an area of several light years. The entire area was enveloped. The 9 entrances at the base of Star Tower were like 9 bottomless whirlpools, crazily devouring everything. A bout of bizarre devouring force was produced at each entrance. And when the 9 different forces combined into one point, an area of a couple of light years was selected by this bizarre, aggressive whirlpool. It was even stronger than that of single thought void space. Originally, it was already very difficult for the 99 divided bodies to accelerate and fly out, yet upon falling into the endless Star Tower whirlpool world, it started to reduce speed rapidly. Suddenly, rather advancing, it actually started to fly backward. Luo Feng looked at the 99 bodies that flew back, and he couldn't help smiling. He was able to create techniques at level 8 now, and he could utilize the 7th level of Star Tower. The 6th level of engravings of Star Tower was top tier level 8, and the 7th level engravings were level 9. Once it was performed, it would create a terrifying, whirlpool world, much stronger than single thought void space, or Shawu Wing. It was not that Shawu Wing couldn't rival Star Tower. The center of Shawu Wing contained the energies of the former master, so Luo Feng didn't want to use those energies. He couldn't fully utilize the maximum power of Shawu Wing. When he used the origin to drive Shawu Wing, the power could be maximized, and then, single thought void space, would be much stronger than Whirlpool World. Currently, the 7th level of Star Tower, Whirlpool World, was definitely the supreme domain type technique. 9 different kinds of energies had already torn the space apart, forming a terrific Whirlpool World. How so? How did he become so powerful? When I fought him the last time, he wasn't powerful like this. Although that Milky Way Horde leader Luo Feng has several bodies, the power of each should be equal. The 99 bodies of Morosa couldn't resist it at all, and they couldn't help flying toward Star Tower. Star Tower was the center of the dark Whirlpool world. The 9 tower doors were stirring everything. Close. The sector beast gave up, and all of a sudden, all the other 99 bodies became hollow. One of them immediately bulged, turning into a sector beast. Sector beasts can sense each other, and we can communicate with our minds, said Morosa. No matter how far we are from each other. That was the truth. After some time, all the sector beasts had to return to the nest and kill each other until the final king was born. Sector beast Morosa said, "So you can't kill me. If you kill me, I'll send the message to the sector beast nest, and there will be a large group of sector beasts coming this way." Oh? Luo Feng answered. You agree? Sector beast Morosa was anxious. This Luo Feng was terrifying. If he didn't kill it, it would be great. Even if it made a promise to the rules of Universe Ocean, it only meant that it wasn't going to kill Luo Feng. Other sector beasts would still try to kill Luo Feng. It knew that the fewer sector beasts there were, the more powerful the remaining sector beasts would become. This Luo Feng was indeed powerful, but he wouldn't be able to resist the sector beasts in the future. Agree? Luo Feng shook his head. I can't kill you because you threaten me. Does that mean I can't kill other sector beasts if they also threaten me? Ha ha. I can kill you and other sector beasts. I'll kill as many as I can if they come. Once you're trapped in the area I control, No matter whether there is one sector beast or 10, they won't be able to escape it. Thank you for letting me know that sector beasts can send messages through their minds. As soon as Luo Feng finished talking, his force suddenly surged, and he burned his godly power to the largest extent. A blurry phantom showed up in the whirlpool world, and it charged at Sector Beast Morosa. Sector Beast Morosa was furious. "You'll regret this," it bellowed. "Regret?" Luo Feng smirked. Luo Feng, clad in black armor, had already driven the powerful machine-type valuable Wu Qi god. Now he took out the Blood Shadow Blade on his back. Blood Shadow Blade was an embryo, and the attack could be greatly improved by being performed through the blade. Besides, Wu Qi god itself was far superior to other machine-type valuables. When the two were combined, Luo Feng's power surged. Golden Light Ocean. Luo Feng performed the technique, and Sector Beast Morosa, moving very slowly under the combination of single thought void space and whirlpool world, couldn't dodge it at all. The blade's light shone under Luo Feng, and there were golden waves around him. The waves tumbled, striking Sector Beast Morosa relentlessly. Sector Beast Morosa, who was trying to resist, roared, "Why? Why are you so much more powerful than last time?" The golden waves weren't actually waves. They were waves made up of blade light, and Luo Feng's blade contained gold lore. However, the blade technique was as soft as the caress of a lover. Those golden waves looked soft as they kept patting the sector beast. However, they were endless. This was one of the supreme techniques created by Luo Feng, Golden Light Ocean. The waves kept eroding the sector beast, making it weaker. Sector Beast Morosa yelled in pain. It couldn't believe what was happening, as Luo Feng was far stronger than last time. "Strong," said Luo Feng. "You're saying I'm strong? Then it's your glory to die by the hands of a great being." Luo Feng had no mercy. The blade light was unrelenting and kept consuming the sector beast's power. When it was difficult to fight the sector beast directly, one could choose to mutually consume godly power. However, when one was at an absolute advantage, it would only need to lose a small portion of energy to consume a great deal of the sector beast's power. Howl! The sector beast Morosa roared, and the golden body immediately changed into that black, ugly figure. Both of its eyes stared at Luo Feng. You'll regret this." Sector Beast Morosa was roaring. All of a sudden, a trace of gleaming black light showed up all over its body. The black light turned red, so bloody that it intimidated all who saw it. The bloody light covered Sector Beast Morosa. "Howl!" Sector Beast Morosa roared. Long arms extended from its body. There were over 100 arms, and they were resisting the blade attacks from Luo Feng. The bloody light obviously boosted the overall strength. It was almost as powerful as Luo Feng. The attack from Luo Feng made the sector beast's body sink, but it never actually slashed Morosa. "You've indeed used all your power. Then make another move." Luo Feng yelled. Golden Horn of Beasts. All the golden waves disappeared, and the surroundings turned back to the dark whirlpool world again. Inside, a blurry golden horn appeared. It looked as if this giant golden horn could pierce through the entire universe. There was endless power in it, and it stabbed toward Sector Beast Morosa. It was a miracle for universe masters to create techniques at level 8. However, Luo Feng had created more than one. Golden Light Ocean was weaker, but it was long-lasting. As for Golden Horn of Beasts, it was only a single attack, so every time it was performed, Luo Feng needed to store enough power. Of course, it was a powerful move. However, the enemies could totally get away when Luo Feng was preparing the power. Fortunately, Luo Feng had single thought void space and whirlpool world so that the sector beast couldn't get away. The giant golden horn pierced through everything. Under level 3 godly power burning, Wu Qi God, Blood Shadow Blade, and the supreme technique Luo Feng performed, the skin of sector beast was pierced through. The black blood of the sector beast flowed in the whirlpool world. This video will end here.